History of Halloween. Hello, friends. Are you ready to get into the Halloween spirit with us? Awesome! Because today, we are learning all about the history of this interesting holiday. Would it surprise you to learn that Halloween is one of the oldest traditions in world history? It's true! It began centuries ago as a way to mark the transition between the end of summer and the beginning of the fall-winter season. That is why Halloween is celebrated in the fall. Historians believe that Halloween originated with the Celts. The Celts were once the largest geographical group to live in ancient Europe, before they settled in what is now Ireland around the year 500 BCE. The Celts passed down their culture and history orally, which means they did not write it down. Celtic priests, called Druids, were responsible for passing all Celtic traditions on to the next generation. The Celts thought that when a person died, they transitioned, or changed, from physically living on Earth to living in a spiritual world. Because of this belief, they would celebrate the burial of their dead with feasts and parties. They also celebrated the New Year with a festival called Samhain, which can also be pronounced Samhain. The Celts would stock up on supplies for the coming winter and welcome guests from the afterlife. Sometimes, unwanted or evil spirits would appear, and a living person who did not want to be recognized by these spirits would disguise themselves with ashes from a fire or with masks. This was called guising, which is where the word disguise comes from. Are some of these things feeling a little bit familiar? Great! Let's keep learning. At the time, the Catholic Church did not recognize Celtic traditions. But in the 7th century, Pope Gregory III did move a Catholic holiday called All Saints' Day to November 1st. This holiday recognized the saints of the Church who had passed away. Because October 31st was the day before this holiday, it became known as Hallow Eve, which then became known as All Hallows Eve. In case you were wondering, hallow is another word for holy. And as you can probably guess, the name Halloween comes from Hallow Eve. Now that we know the origins of Halloween and its name, let's talk about how it came to America. Many Irish people immigrated to the United States in the 1800s because of a tragedy called the Great Potato Famine. In 1845, a plant disease wiped out most of the potato crop in Ireland, forcing people to leave their country so they would not starve. When they arrived, Irish immigrants brought All Hallows Eve, All Saints' Day, and other cultural traditions along with them, which is why we celebrate Halloween in America today. Here is an interesting fact. Jack-o'-lanterns were named after an Irish folk character called Stingy Jack, and they used to be made out of turnips. Pretty wild, right? Thankfully, the turnips were changed to pumpkins because they were much easier to carve. Today, Halloween continues to evolve or change. Most communities celebrate this holiday with costume parades and parties at school, or community trunk-or-treat events. And some people don't celebrate the holiday at all. But one thing is for sure, Halloween has come a long way from its Celtic roots. Wow, we have learned some pretty cool facts about the history of Halloween. Let's review. True or false? Halloween started as a Catholic holiday in the 7th century. False. What were Celtic priests called? Druids. Fill in the blank. Jack-o'-lanterns used to be carved out of blank instead of pumpkins. Turnips. Great work, Halloween historians. The history of Halloween goes back a long time, and the holiday has evolved a lot from its ancient origins. What is the coolest thing you learned about Halloween today?
Hope you had fun learning with us. Visit us at learnbright.org for thousands of free resources and turnkey solutions for teachers and homeschoolers.